Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Real Talk for real people. Let's talk.
Okay, so what are we getting into tonight?
We're getting into yourself. Learning to love yourself. Learning to love you. And I often think of the scripture that says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And many times, like, what does that mean? It means if you don't love yourself, how are you going to know how to love your neighbor? And I always repeat Whitney Houston, the greatest love of all, besides loving God, loving the Lord thy God with all our heart, with all our soul, and all our strength. That is the greatest love. But after that, loving yourself so you would know how to love your neighbor. Mm-hmm. Learning to love you. And you know what? I talk about relationships, and you have a relationship with yourself. We talk to ourselves all the time, whether we want to or not. We can do positive self-talk or negative self-talk, but we most definitely talk to ourselves. And so we're going to talk about how do I learn to love myself? These are some of the things I want to share with you, some real life ways, action, things you can take action on. Learn to love you. And this is how I say the easy way to figure it out is to say, when I love somebody, for example, I'm going to ask you, name like 2 or 3 things you do when you want to show somebody you love them.
I do an act of kindness. Do something for them.
Okay. And name something else.
And then the next thing I probably do is probably be affectionate.
And what's the third thing?
I think you said 2 things.
Yeah, 2 and 3. You were doing so wonderfully. I decided to name 3.
I'll probably say something nice.
Yes, you speak kind words.
Yes.
Them. And that is truly the way see, everybody wants you to remember that. We're going to say that one more time from your perspective. Mm-hmm. Say kind words to you.
First of all, acts of service, number 1.
Okay, acts of service. Mm-hmm. That means do something for you. Do something good for you. And this is how I would suggest that you do something good for you. Is eat well, sleep well, and exercise well. All those things will serve you for the rest of your life. Eat well, sleep well, and exercise well. Do something. Move your body. Move well. Mm-hmm. That will serve you. And what was the third one?
Affectionate. Be affectionate.
Be affectionate towards yourself. You know, when we do something, oh, you're so stupid. I was so stupid. That was a dumb thing. You always doing dumb stuff. Even if you don't say it out loud, you say it in your mind. And so you need to speak kindly to yourself. Speak words of affirmation. I made that mistake. Man, everybody make mistakes. So I'm going to do it again so I can do it better next time. And you must always know everybody make mistakes. It doesn't mean you on the little yellow bus. And even if you were on the little yellow bus, do your best on the little yellow bus. Lots of people on the little yellow bus do good. I don't know whether they do great things, but they do good things. They do some things. And they know how to protect themselves. Like I have a family member that has a disability. He is very protective of himself because he knows that he has this disability. So I must be careful when I walk down the stairs. I must be careful when I'm encountering objects on the street because I can't bend as many people can bend. Most of the time, if he tried to bend, he would probably fall. But he's kind to himself. He acknowledges. See, some people don't acknowledge that they have a disability. It doesn't have to be a diagnosed disability. You may have a disability of depression. You may have a disability of low self-esteem, no confidence. Those are disabilities. But those are disabilities that you can change about yourself. You can work on it anyway. Work on it. I believe you can change it. But at least what we said, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with the first step. And so, how do I love myself? What do we always say? Love is an action word.
Correct.
So you have to take action in the expression of self-love. And once we get over this, and I've lingered on this a couple of times, and I may do it one more time. 3, like you say, 3 is the charm. Just so you can practice how to love me, how to express love to myself. And one thing I always say, forgive yourself. You know, like, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I keep letting this same old type of man in my life. If you keep having a man in your life that like to jack you up and pin you to the wall, and you say, it's a different man, but the same old crap. What is it about me that I keep allowing the same type of man in my life? Abusive. This is how you know. If he talks ugly to you, if he squeezes your inner part of your body real tightly and uncomfortably, girl, get to stepping. Walk away. Because it only grows from there. If he embarrasses you in public and try and tell you can't hang out with your friend, he wants to isolate you because he's abusive and he wants to take control of you. And what you have to do is love yourself enough to walk away. That is an action. The action is bye, boy, bye. Not just saying it, but say it as you walk away. Bye, boy, bye. Delete any social media about him. Delete his phone number. And block him if he calls it from another line. These are things you do. Don't think about him. You know how you get over one person? You got habits. Say that you've done this for years and you keep picking the same man. You got to find something to replace that, not another man. See, because you got to focus on you. For example, if you always wanted to play the piano, instead of getting another man, get a piano. Hire someone to help you learn how to play the piano. Oh, I want to paint. Go to a painting workshop. Or go to a painting. They have these things, sip and paint. Do something for yourself. You don't have to be with someone necessarily. Oh, don't want to go by myself. Learn to like yourself enough. And sometimes it takes baby steps. Again, I always write things down. What can I do to be courageous and to help me to be courageous enough to go to the movies by myself, to go out by myself, to go to painting by myself, or whatever I want to do. You weren't born with anyone else. So you can do this by yourself. And guess what? Once you go there, it's just that you like to go dancing. And if you go dancing, not to a club necessarily, there are dancing groups. Go
in classes.
In classes. Go to a dance class. Don't go to a club because see, predators know. They know you. Those guys that you keep picking up, the same man with a different face, you pick them up at the club. Don't do that. Take a dance class instead.
So I just want to ask you, so you're saying instead of getting the bad, for instance, the bad guy that you keep choosing, fill that time with things that pour into you.
Yes, that grow you, that pour into you. Make this let's be like me. Self-care is not selfish. You're taking care of yourself. You're trying to undo bad habits. And really, we can't just get rid of a habit. We have to replace a habit. Mm-hmm. Replace a bad habit with a good habit. And I want to name some other things that help you to love yourself and help you to express love for yourself. Forgive yourself. Practice self-care. Like a lot of girls like to go get their nails done and get a pedicure. Those are beautiful things to do for yourself. But you know a healthier thing? Instead of going to get long nails, give yourself a manicure with your own nails. No No fake nails on. Because anyway, they're very unhealthy, especially when you do it often. You're thinning out your nail bed. So that's self-care. I want to do the best I can with this body that I have. Self-care. Teach yourself. Like I was talking about learning to play the piano. I personally have no interest in learning how to play the piano. That was just an example. What if you want to learn how to play the guitar? What if you want to learn how to cook? You like to cook. Go on YouTube. I found that YouTube, almost anything you want to learn, you can start out with YouTube. If you want to learn how to cook, even to play the piano, go to YouTube. And it will tell you all about it. That is an expression of self-love. You learn how to do it. Okay? And see, I was just getting to my next one. Teach yourself something. Teach yourself how to cook. I don't know how to cook. I like to wear my hair in different styles. Look at the different styles on YouTube and practice in the mirror with yourself. You are practicing self-care, self-love. Live in the now. Like we always oftentimes we live in yesterday or tomorrow. I always say this. This is one of my mantras. Yesterday is a canceled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. But today is cash. So let's use some cash. And this is what I say. Live in the now, right now. What can I do right now for myself? Okay, here's the thing you can do for yourself right now. Just say I want to lose weight. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get on YouTube. Now, I'm a big fan of YouTube. And you can learn some of the exercises. They teach chair exercises. They teach being in your house, your small apartment. Bend down and stretch. Stretch. Go get 2 cans and lift them up. Stretch, lift. Just now. Living in the now. What can I do right now? I can block his number. And every time I think of him, I can do something else. Maybe I learn something else about how to play the piano, how to cook. And when I cook the food, and we're going to be like Henny Penny. I cooked it for myself, and I'm going to eat it by myself. Yum, yum. Here's another thing. Encourage yourself. There's a beautiful song that says, sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Oh, you don't wait for somebody else to give you approval. Encourage yourself. I can do this. To show yourself you can do it. Like you just say, I want to go to the gym, but I'm embarrassed. Start at home. Start for a walk. Everybody can walk. Go in the mall and walk. Walk to your local grocery store and bring some grocery bags. Walk. Walk to your children's school. Walk. You don't need to pay for a gym membership to walk. Walk it out. Walk it out. Feeling kind of stressed? Walk it out. Walk it out. Say to yourself, I'm going to be gentle with myself. Because this is what I do with my friend. My friend called me and she said, girl, I did such and such. Yeah, maybe you should not have done that. What's the lesson? Say to yourself, what is the lesson in this thing that I've done that has caused me to feel negative about myself? And there's a lesson in it. How can I do, this is coming again. It's coming back. The lesson, until you learn what you were supposed to learn in that lesson, it will repeat itself. Next time, when I'm eating maybe 2 Snicker bars, I'm going to stop myself. I'm going to eat half a Snicker bar, and then I'm going to drink 32 ounces of water. Get a plan. Plan your work your plan. That's about yourself. You plan to love yourself. Get a plan. These are the things I'm going to do to express love to myself. Now work that plan. I'm going to be forgiving to myself. I'm going to be gentle to myself. I'm going to teach myself something. I'm going to practice self-care. I'm going to encourage myself. And I'm going to say when I make mistakes, tomorrow is another day. Don't fret. It's just things. If you break something, like I always say, for my daughter, I have a daughter that's, I always say she's kind of goofy, and I'm goofy too. And I used to be teased about it when I was a younger person. Then I started liking my goofiness. I'm like, that make me so unique. And I was able to encourage my daughter, but I encouraged myself. I said, I like being goofy. It's okay, but I don't want to hurt myself. If I stumble, I make sure that I wear practical shoes so I don't need a knee replacement or back surgery. But it's okay if you like who you are, your own style. Not that, it's someone for everyone. Yes, there is someone for everyone. You the one. You the one for you. Mm-hmm. Love you. Learning to love you.
I like that.
You the one that you've been waiting for. Be intentional. This is a hard concept for most of us because it requires work. When I say be intentional, live your life consciously. Don't just do something because you felt like it. Plan your work your plan. Be conscious. I ate it. When you get ready to eat that Snicker bar, those delicious potato chips, you can still eat it. But stop and be aware. I am eating these potato chips. I know I probably shouldn't eat it, but I'm going to eat it today and I won't eat it tomorrow. I may eat it next day, but I'm going to give it a break and I'm going to feel success. Because why? I ate it Monday, but I didn't eat it Tuesday. That's being gentle with yourself. Now, one last thing I'm going to say here, and you've heard me say it over and over, so I want this to be your mantra for this learning to love you. Learning to love you. And this is what you do. Live consciously. That means intentional. Encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You know what I just thought about? I just thought about what I do when I want to encourage myself. Mm-hmm. I listen to gospel songs. That particular song. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. So you listen to music that brings you joy. Get out and get some sunshine. Sunshine makes you happy. Doing things for somebody that can't do anything for you, like an elderly person, or helping them across the street, helping them bring their grocery in the house, cutting their grass, doing something. You're not doing it really for them. You are, but it's like doing it for yourself. Because that way you're expressing the love that you have inside and you spreading it to them. Learning to love yourself. Learning to love you. So before we end this, do you have any other comments?
I don't. I think you've summed it up pretty good. And I like that. You show up, what was it? You're the person you've been looking for.
Yes, you're the person you've been looking for. Just say that. I'm the person I've been looking for. We often look outside of ourselves for affirmation, for comfort.
Validation.
For validation. Let's say it again. For validation. You don't need anybody to validate you. Validate yourself. You've been with you longer than anybody else. You with you when your parents not even with you. They can't be with you 24/7, but you are with you 24/7. Validate yourself and learn about you. Many times you're like, I don't know. What's your favorite perfume? What's your favorite song? Get you a song for 2024. 2024, let's go, let's go, let's go. Get you a song that can encourage you to love you. And plan your work. The work is learning to love you. Like Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And as Whitney Houston said, the greatest love of all is learning to love yourself. I don't know if it's the greatest love of all, because loving God is the greatest love of all. But next to it is learning to love you.
Okay, that's it for RiaTalk. Please leave your compliments and your comments below or on our Instagram account at RiaTalk. We're growing, guys. You can also find this podcast on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, podcast platforms, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Also, remember to like, follow, and subscribe to RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.